Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we are talking about another free-to-play deck with Tenyes. Tenyes are incredibly low rarity. I think there is only a few cards that actually require, anything over rare or super rare, rare or common. And most of them aren't even the best part of the Tenyi engine, besides this guy. This guy's great. But with that being said, this deck is incredibly free-to-play friendly and very good. Like, it's genuinely a good deck. So yeah, let's just do quickly the card by card. We have 3 Planet Pathfinder. This is a normal summon on top of the fact that it allows you to get to the field spell, which is very nice. Sometimes, however, you do just need a normal summon. So it is nice to have. Moving on, we have 3... Well, let's talk about the Tenyes. We have 3 Adhara, which basically can special summon itself. All of the Tenyes can special summon themselves if you control no effect monsters. So that means if you control no monsters, or if you only control non-effect monsters, you can special summon them. Very good. That, however, is a once per turn, as is both of their effects. However, all of them have a unique effect that they can activate in the hand or in the graveyard if they control a non-effect monster. So, Adhara can banish itself in order to add back one of your banished Tenyi monsters. Very nice. Worm monsters. Shithana is a floating effect, basically, for your non-effect monster. So if it gets destroyed by battle or card effect, it can come back, and then it can also pop a monster your opponent controls. Very nice. We have Makpura, which protects from targeting. We have Nahata, which is like a battle trap. It decreases the amount of attack your opponent's monster has by 1500. Vishuddha can bounce a card, not at quick effect speed. It just bounces a card. Very nice to have, though. And then Ashana is a way to special summon from the deck. You basically just banish it in order to special summon one of your other Tenyes from the deck, as long as you control the face-up non-effect monster. Very nice. Oh, sorry. You have to control only non-effect face-up monsters. No, you just have to... Okay, never mind. Forget that last part. Then we have triple Godarla. Kaijus are great, especially in low rarity. And since I wanted to go second, it makes more sense to play this over other such traps. However, if you wanted to go first with this deck, which isn't bad, you could play more going first tools like Lost Wind, Calm Pulse, etc. Stuff like that. We have Parallel Exceed. Parallel Exceed is a great card because if you draw it and another Tenyi, you can get straight into your Berserker of the Tenyi, no problem. You just summon out the monk, you special summon the Parallel Exceed to the point that the monk points to, and then you can go special summon from the deck and then go right into your Berserker. Very nice. One Raigeki, you get it from the beginning of the game, from like doing the tutorial, so it's very easy. We have Flawless Perfection of the Tenyi, the field spell. This card is really good. Your non-effect monsters are unaffected by monster effects. Really solid. Also, you can special summon an effect monster. If your opponent special summons an effect monster while you control a non-effect monster, you could draw 2 cards. Absolutely insane. Very good protection as well as just added card advantage. So really solid, and that's again why we're playing Planet Pathfinder. Triple MST, triple Chalice. We have triple Heavenly Dragon Circle. You tribute a worm in order to add a worm from your deck to your hand. However, if you tribute a non-effect monster, you could special summon the monster instead. So most of the time what you're going to want to do is you are going to want to tribute the Monk of the Tenyi in order to get something like an Ashana or a Vishuddha into rotation, depending on what you do need to activate in the grave. So that's most of the time what it's used for. It's very nice, but also during your next main phase after you activated the first effect, you can banish it from the grave in order to add a Tenyi card from your deck to your hand. It's a great way to search out this card, which is basically an Omni Negate. You just whenever anything is activated, you can negate it. Pretty solid. It doesn't destroy, so do keep that in mind. If your opponent activates a monster effect, that monster is still going to stay on the field if it's on the field, so there's that. However, it has a secondary effect, which is basically it's kind of like Waking the Dragon, except specifically for non-effect monsters. So, you just Waking the Dragon, special summon out a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Pretty simple. Moving on to the extra deck, we have double Blue Eyes White Dragon. It rarely comes up that you need even one of this, but it is nice to have. We have an Amatrix. We do play tuners, and this is one of the best low rarity level 5s that you can go into. Our tuner is a level 1, so most of the time you're going to just need to work with the level 1. But yeah, you know, you could special summon this and then normal summon a Pathfinder to go into Amatrix if you need to. We have a Colossal Fighter. We have some 7s in the Ashana and the Vashutta, so that's the other one. We have Malevolent Sin. We have a few level 4s, right? Planet Pathfinder, Shithana, Mapura, and Nahata, all level 4s, so it can come up. All of these I've never used, not once. We have Monk of the Tenyi, triple of this card. You definitely want 3 of this card. This card you will go through very quickly, so there's that. We also have Lanforinkus. It's basically just a non-effect linked to. That's the most important part. We also have Generator Transverser. It's just an incredibly good, potentially game-winning card. As long as you have the necessary materials to make it, it's nice. You don't really need to run more than that, though. And then Triple Berserker of the Tenyi. Realistically, you don't need 3 of this, but it's the best card in the deck, kind of. Like, this is the big boss monster of the deck. So, yeah, just make this guy, and then you'll win. And then we have Agave Dragon. It's okay. I've never used it. Basically, the only cards that I've used is Monk of the Tenyi, Berserker, and Lanforinkus. So, that's the deck. Let's hop into the replays and see how this goes. Now, before we get into these duels, I just wanted to say that, did you know, almost 80%, over 80%, of the people who watch my channel are not subscribed. That's all. Alright, so here we are in the first duel, and this one I was doing a bit of a different build. I was playing Unexpected Die with a normal worm monster, normal level 4 or lower worm monster. You'll see it right here. It is the Mystery Shell Dragon. So I do that, and then I go for the Flawless Protection or Perfection, and then I'm going to tribute off the Worm monster in order to go for a Tenyi monster from the deck. So we go for a Shunna here. The reason for this is because it is basically 2 summons. So we're going to go Monk of the Tenyi here, just link it off into that. They're going to activate Skill Drain. I don't know why. That literally does nothing against us, so a free -1000. I will take it. We're going to special summon our Adhara, and then we are going to special summon it with the Ashana in order to go for Vishutta. And then we link off into the Berserker of the Tenyi. We're going to activate the Adhara to add back the Ashana. And then Ashana's effect, since we haven't actually activated the first effect, we are going to special summon it. The reason I do this is because this puts them on a 2-turn clock. They basically have to respond to this, otherwise they just die. And they do, with Conquistador. This isn't too surprising, but yeah. We're going to get in for 1600. As you can see, we're playing against Eldlich. Pretty self-explanatory. We do also have the set Fists, which is really nice, and I'm actually going to use that here to negate their draw 2. That just seems like the best place to negate it. There's not really anything else that I need to negate, or that would get me better value. And here they are going to activate their Eldlich in order to target our Berserker. But remember, we have the field spell, which means they are unaffected. Meaning, they basically just wasted a card. They're going to send their Needle Sealing in order to grab their Eldlich here, in order to special summon the Eldlich. We're going to be able to draw 2, and because we draw into Shithana here, we are able to special summon back our Berserker into attack position. I'm going to target the Eldlich, but since it can't be destroyed, it's not going to actually do anything. So there's that. They're going to get their Scarlet Sanguine here, and yeah, that's fine with me. So we're going to draw, and I actually draw into a Mystical Space Typhoon, and I'm not going to actually activate it here. The reason being is because I'd rather have this for the Conquistador or something like that. Basically whatever they end up getting off of this, because I can't really stop this. It's chainable, so there's no real point in activating the MST here. We're going to go for the Ashana into the Monk of the Tenyi, and then they're going to activate their Scarlet Sanguine. Sure, I let it happen. They grab out their Golden Boy. That's fine. we can still... I'm pretty sure we can still lethal here. We actually end up drawing an additional 2 more, and it is another unexpected die. It doesn't do anything. We are going to actually just banish the Ashana here in order to grab the Vishuddha. The reason I do this is because I really wanted to bounce this guy back to the hand. So I'm going to get rid of the non-effect monster to special summon out the Vishuddha in order to go into the Berserker. And then we go for this in order to search out our fists. And then we set a whole bunch of cards and then go to battle here. The reason I wasn't able to activate the Vishuddha is because I had already activated it. But at this point, we're basically done. We have the negate for the the one Eldlich in Grave, and that's really the only thing that we need to worry about. They actually get rid of the field spell here, and then they are going to chain their Eldlixir in order to grab up their Conquistador. Again, the only thing I really need to negate is this effect right here. And they keep the skill drain for some reason. But yeah, we're just going to negate the Eldlich here, and that is game over. They can't really do anything. And they surrender. Free to play beats Eldlich. Alright, so here we are in the second game, and this time we are actually going to go second. And they are going to set 5 and pass. Okay. And it's Traptrix. However, we actually do have a really solid out to Traptrix with our Gdoarla here. We also drew an MST, which is nice, especially against all of the set cards. And since we already know this card is a Treacherous Trap Hole, we just need to hit one of the other cards and hope that it's a trap, which turns off the Treacherous. However, I drew another Kaiju. So I'm going to first off go for the MST. We actually hit a Floodgate Trap Hole, and then we are going to Gdoarla them. We're going to then special summon the Adhara in order to go into Monk of the Tenyi. Very simple. We're then going to special summon the Shithana. They're going to Tribute here, which I'm like, okay, that's fine. I mean, there's not really anything else that I can do at this point. So, I hope that they don't have anything, and they don't. Fantastic. I just need to draw into a Tenyi here, and I should be good. I drew into Ashana, the best one. So, Ashana effect, special summon itself. We're going to go into another Monk of the Tenyi here. I'm going to speed this up a bit. We're going to go Ashana and grab out the Vishuddha here. The reason I go Vishuddha is, 1, mostly because of the fact that it allows me to bounce, but 2, because it has the highest attack stat. I want to get in as much damage as I can. And I don't think I can actually do anything other than this. So we're going to attack in here for a fair amount of damage, but not a lot. And they didn't have anything. I don't know what those 4 set cards are. We know one of them is dead. I don't know about the other 2, or the other 3. And yeah, they brick again. I don't know what's happening, but I'll take it. Surprisingly, I don't have to deal with frickin' Grave Digger's Trap Hole or something like that. So we're going to go for the Lanpharynchus here because I needed, I think I'm out of monks, if I'm not mistaken. No, I'm not. But I just wanted to save my monks. So we're going to then link off into the Berserker of the Tenyi, and then we are going to special summon out the Shithana, as well as using the Ashana to special summon out the Mapura. And then I'm going to tribute for Gdoarla because that is lethal. And I'm just going to attack. I know that they don't have anything at this point, so I just attack in for lethal. Yes, I did just tribute a Kaiju on my side of the field. Kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened there, but it was very funny, and I thought I'd show you. Alright, so here we are in the third duel, and once again, we are going second. The reason I want to go second, I've already mentioned, so yeah, that's why we're going second. And we are playing against True Draco. Pretty solid deck. However, we did draw MST, which is very nice, so I'm going to fire that off and hit the middle set card. They're going to activate their effect in order to set, place face up in the spell and trap card zone one of their spells and traps. Spells or traps. We're going to then special summon the Adhara, and then I'm going to normal summon the Planet Pathfinder in order to search out the field spell. I don't know why I did this in this order, but I did. We're then going to activate the field spell, then go into the Monk of the Tenyi. We're then going to special summon out the Ashana. Ashana go into another Monk of the Tenyi, and then Ashana effect in order to special summon the Shithana. The reason I go Shithana here is because I know for a fact that this card, if it is sent to the graveyard, they can target a monster they control, a monster I control, and destroy it. So I want to give myself as much protection as I can. I'm going to also add Hara to add back the Ashana. And then we go into the Berserker of the Tenyi. At this point, I just go to battle in order to force out their Apocalypse. They're going to send their Dynamite Knight. And then they are going to activate the effect in order to tribute summon the Ignis Heat. They're going to immediately draw Called by the Grave and fire that on our Chthona. I'm going to, obviously, Fists of the Tenyi on that. Because, yeah, I kind of need that card. And yeah, they just go to end phase there because they realize they can't do anything against our Berserker without it getting destroyed. Here I actually draw a Kaiju, which is phenomenal because I can just tribute off their monster in order to go for the Kaiju, preventing them from even getting their effect activation. Here we go add Hara into our Monk of the Tenyi, then we go for a Shunna here, and they actually Torrential Tribute here, which I'm like, that's actually really good for me because now I don't have to deal with one of my own Kaijus. So I'm going to special summon back the Berserker. Then we are going to go for Vishada, go for a Shunna in order to go for Vishada in order to get the most amount of attack. We're also going to go for Adhara in order to add back the Chthona. Chthona because of the fact that it protects us during it protects us from destruction. So as long as we have this in hand or in the grave, it's very nice. And then we attack for quite a bit of damage, but not enough. However, at this point, they have one card in hand, and yeah, this is a really great top deck, to be fair. It allows them to draw a card and potentially get what they need. However, it's not enough, and they surrender. That's game. Alright, so here we are in our fourth game with a pretty phenomenal going second hand. It's actually just a really good hand in general. 3 Tenyis, Parallel Exceed, and the Field Spell. We're actually playing up against this. Now, I would highly suggest going and looking at my stream for when I played this. Because my opponent lost this game. I'm going to spoil the match. They lost this game and sat there for a solid long time. I don't know, like a minute at the very least, potentially 2. They sat there for a really long time, doing absolutely nothing, and then decided to play the game. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they did this, but they did. So we're playing against Aromages, and they have 9,000 life points already, and we have 5,200. So that's kind of interesting. I actually drawn to probably one of the best top decks with the Mystical Space Typhoon to destroy their field spell. We're then going to activate our own field spell to special summon out the Vishada. Vishada summon out the Monk of the Tenyi. Then go for the Parallel Exceed. Parallel Exceed is going to special summon the second one, and then we are going to activate our Vishada here in order to shuffle back their Link monster. We're then going to go into the Berserker of the Tenyi, and then special summon out the Ashana. Link off into Monk of the Tenyi. And then from here, we are going to activate the Chthona in order to go for a Lanfarinkus. The reason I go for this is because I can make 2 Berserkers with our Ashana special summon. We then get to go into the second Berserker. We also activate Adhara here in order to add back the Ashana, just to add additional follow-up. We're going to attack. They are actually going to activate their Rika in order to boost up an additional 1,000 attack points, which actually procs our Chthona. Chthona is going to special summon back the Berserker and then pop their card, and we are going to attack in for 6,000 damage. Now at this point, during my opponent's turn, they draw a card, and then they sat in main phase for 2 minutes. It might have been less, might have been longer, but it was a really long time, and they didn't do anything. So keep that in mind when you see the victory screen and when you see what they actually inevitably do. They actually do have a pretty decent play, and I don't think it actually took them this long to come up with this play. I genuinely think they were just salty and were like screaming at their chat or just screaming into the void. I don't know. But they inevitably go into their Jasmine. They're going to gain some life points. Jasmine effect is going to activate. Aromaseraphy Jasmine's effect is going to activate. They're going to search a card and then draw a card. So they search out the Angelica, and then they are going to draw a card. Then they are going to Tribute in order to special summon. They special summon Bergamot, which is kind of interesting. Then they go for Angelica in order to boost up by an additional 2,000. They're going to then boost their Bergamot in order to... Well, doesn't really matter. They're going to special summon the... Sorry, hold on. They're going to special summon the Angelica in order to go for a level 7. Now, remember, I still have the field spell, meaning these guys are unaffected. So they wipe the field. Hold on, it gets better. It gets funnier. Time limit. That was a time limit win. They ran out of time. I hate this game. Alright, so to be fair, this deck was not played in Platinum or anything like that. I wasn't playing against the most meta decks. Sure, I did play against Eldlich, but most of the time it wasn't anything too great. And, I mean, it performed. It did really well. It got me out of silver, so that's nice. This is a really fun deck to play. I think that's the biggest boon that it has, is that it's just incredibly fun. Being able to constantly special summon stuff and, like, knowing how many... you know, non-effect monsters you have, as well as just people not understanding what non-effect monsters are and how they work. It's very nice. It's very funny. But yeah, I mean, I really liked the deck. It was very fun. It does kind of lose to anything that is constantly generating advantage, right? For example, in any sort of long drawn-out game, when you run out of monks, you're kind of just done. You don't really have many plays. So something like Pot of Avarice would be very nice in this deck. Anything to kind of shuffle back your cards. Yeah. But all in all, it's a very fun deck. I would highly suggest it. For anyone at all, period, just play it. It's a fun deck. It's nice to... It's just fun. It's just fun. So, that's it. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy. If you did, a like is very much so appreciated. And if you want to check out more content like this, as well as more Yu-Gi-Oh!, then just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.